Hi everyone, welcome back to another story time. I hope you guys are ready. We're gonna do lots of fun songs and we're gonna read some fun stories together all about fall leaves. So before we get started, there's one thing I want you guys to find. And that is something to use as a scarf. So if you have play scarves at home, you can use that. Or if you have paper towel, you can use that. Anything you can kind of shake up and down. A tissue would work, whatever you can find. So go ahead, pause the video, go find something to use to sing along, and then once you're all set, come right on back and we're gonna get started. All right, I'm gonna assume you found your scarf and that you're ready to go. So we're gonna start off by singing hello together. So we're gonna clap our hands. Can you clap with me? We clap and say hello. We clap and say hello. With our friends at story time, we clap and say hello. Good job. Go pat on your lap and pat. We pat and say hello. We pat and say hello. With our friends at story time, we pat and say hello. Good job. What about one more way? Can you wave? We wave and say hello. We wave and say hello. With our friends at story time, we wave and say hello. Good work. All right, we're gonna warm up because we need to get ready to listen to some stories. So if you're sitting down, you're gonna need to stand up. So I'll stand up too. I have to move to the side so you can still see me. And we're gonna shake our sillies out. So we're gonna start by shaking.
Shake our sillies out. Shake our sillies out.
Shake as fast as you can. Good job. All right, we're gonna clap. Good job. Now this one's fun. We're gonna jump up and down. Jump, jump.
Jiggles out, jump, jump, jump our jiggles out, jump, jump, jump our jiggles out, wiggle our waggles away.
I got jog in place.
Jog our jiggles out, jog,
Jog in your spot. Good jogging.
Jog our jiggles out, wiggle our waggles away. We're gonna stretch our stretchies out,
Stretch your arms and down towards your toes. And even a little sideways. Good stretching. All right, we're gonna do this all one more time. So what do we start with?
Shake our sillies out.
Good shaking.
Shake our sillies out. Shake our sillies out. Wiggle our
Good job. All right, can you clap again?
Clap our crazies out. Clap our crazies out. Clap our crazies out. Wiggle our waggles away.
All right, now we gotta jump one more time.
Jump our jiggles out. Jump our jiggles out.
Good jumping.
Jump our jiggles out. Wiggle our waggles away.
And now we're gonna run in place. Jog in your spot. Woo, we're running so far. Good job. And last one, we're gonna stretch. Get a little stretchy. And one more sideways. Good job. All right, let's find our spots. That was some good stretching. I think we should read a story now. So the very first story we're going to read is called Fletcher and the Falling Leaves. Fletcher and the Falling Leaves by Julia Rawlinson. Illustrated by Tiffany Beek. The world was changing. Each morning when Fletcher bounded out of the den, everything seemed just a little bit different. The rich green of the forest was turning to a dusty gold, and the soft swishing sound of summer was fading to a crinkly whisper. Fletcher's favorite tree looked dull, dry, and brown. Fletcher began to be worried. "I think my tree is sick," said Fletcher. "What's wrong with it?" asked his mother. "Its leaves are turning brown," said Fletcher. "Don't worry. It's only autumn," she said. Fletcher ran back to his tree and patted the rough bark. "Don't worry. It's only autumn," he said. "You'll feel better soon." But the tree didn't get better. Each day, more leaves turned brown. One morning, the wind blew a small brown leaf off of a branch. Fletcher jumped up and caught it, very gently in his paw. "Don't worry, tree. I got your leaf. I'll fix you." Fletcher looked around, picked a piece of grass, and carefully tied the leaf to a branch. Just then, another gust of wind ruffled Fletcher's fur. The little leaf shook itself free and fluttered back to the ground. Fletcher picked it up again and thought very hard. Then he poked the leaf into a twig and pushed it down firmly. "Now you hold on tight," said Fletcher. "No more flying around." The little leaf gave a tiny rustle in reply. The next day, a strong wind was blowing through the forest. Fletcher rushed out of the den and ran all the way to his tree. Lots of branches were bare, and little lost leaves spun everywhere. "Don't worry, tree, I'll catch them for you, I promise." Round and round and round whirled Fletcher after the swirling leaves. "Think you can catch them all?" "Leaves? Wonderful! Just what I need for my nest," said a squirrel. "But those belong to the tree," said Fletcher. "Don't take them away." "Well, the tree doesn't need them anymore," said the squirrel, bounding off. "Help! Help! The wind and the squirrel are stealing our leaves," cried Fletcher. "Leaves? Terrific! Just what I need to keep warm," said a porcupine, rolling around. "But those belong to the trees," said Fletcher, plucking leaves from the porcupine's needle. "Not anymore," snuffled the porcupine, and away he rolled. "Help! Help! The wind, the squirrel, and the porcupine are stealing our leaves," cried Fletcher. Suddenly, a flock of friendly birds swooped down from the sky. They picked up the leaves in their beaks and poked them onto the tree's branches. Soon the tree was leafy again, and Fletcher flopped down and smiled. "Thank you, birds, thank you," he gasped as the birds fluttered away, and he lay looking up through the leaves at the sky and drifted off to sleep. Think something might happen while Fletcher is asleep? Let's see. But the wind continued to blow, and the branches still danced. The leaves shivered and shook themselves, and they began to wiggle free. They tossed and turned and twitched and twirled, and they tumbled to the ground. They brushed Fletcher's ear and nose and filled his dreams with a whispering sound. When Fletcher finally woke up, he couldn't believe his eyes. Instead of a roof of dancing leaves, all he could see were bare branches against the sky. "Oh, tree, I am so sorry," gulped Fletcher. "All your leaves are gone." But then he saw, high in the branches, one small leaf still holding on. "I won't let the wind steal that one," said Fletcher as he began to climb. He crawled along the last leaf and held it firmly onto its branch. And all day long the wind blew, and the branch bounced, and Fletcher held tight. "I'll stay with you, leaf," he said. "Don't worry." But then a sudden whoosh of wind, and the branch bounced high, and with a plip, the leaf let go and fluttered like a little flag clutched in Fletcher's paw. "Oh no, now all the leaves are gone. Poor Fletcher." Fletcher looked sadly at the leaf he had promised to save, and he carried it carefully down to the tree and back to the den. He made a cozy little bed for it and gently tucked it in, but all night long he could only think of his tree, all on its own. And at dawn, Fletcher tiptoed outside. The wind had finally stopped blowing, and the air was cold. The moon still hung in the clear sky, and pale stars glimmered. And as he came to his favorite tree, Fletcher saw a magical sight. What do you think he'll see? Oh my! The tree was hung with 1,000 icicles, shining silver in the early light. "You are more beautiful than ever," whispered Fletcher. "But are you all right?" A tiny breeze shivered the branches, making a sound like laughter in the light of the rising sun. The sparkling branches nodded, and Fletcher gave his tree a hug. Then he went back to his den for a nice, warm breakfast. He didn't. He helped his tree. The end. That was an awesome story. I got really worried with Fletcher for a minute there when all the leaves went away. But that tree, it ended up being so beautiful at the end of all of its winter icicles. That's awesome. All right, my friends. So if you have your scarves, I want you to go ahead and grab them now. So I'm gonna use my scarf. If you have yours, grab yours. Remember I told you to grab one in the beginning? This is the time. So we're gonna do some songs together. You can stay seated to do these songs, or you can stand up, whatever you prefer. So we're gonna do some songs about leaves. So first, we're just gonna spin our scarf, just like this. You can spin it in a circle. You can shake it up and down. You can wave it hello, whatever you wanna do, whatever motion you like. I'm gonna spin mine. And we're gonna go, the leaves on the trees turn orange and red, orange and red, orange and red. The leaves on the trees turn orange and red, all through the town. Good job. All right, now our leaves are coming down the trees. Are there a lot of leaves left on the trees out on your lawn? Do you want to peek? Stay in the house. All right, so the leaves on our trees, they're falling off, so we gotta wave them down. Wave them down. Right, they're tumbling. The leaves on the trees are tumbling down, tumbling down, tumbling down. The leaves on the trees are tumbling down, all through the town. Good job. Now all the leaves are on the ground. So when the leaves are on the ground, what should we do with them? We can rake them. That's right. We can make them go swish, swish, swish. We can push them all around and play with them. I think that sounds pretty fun. Let's make them go swish, swish, swish. Ready? The leaves on the ground go swish, 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 swish. The leaves on the ground go swish, 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 all through the town. Good job. All right, we're gonna do one more scarf song. And this time we're gonna do my favorite song. We're gonna do Popcorn Kernels together. So this is very easy. You can wave your scarf up and down with me. So start by saying hello with your scarf. Hello! We're gonna wave it up and down. And we're gonna go popcorn kernels, popcorn kernels. Now crumple up your scarf. In the pot, in the pot. Shake 'em, shake 'em, shake 'em, shake 'em, shake 'em, shake 'em till they pop, till they pop. That's my favorite part. Let's do it one more time. Ready? Popcorn kernels, popcorn kernels in the pot, in the pot. Shake 'em, shake 'em, shake 'em, shake 'em, shake 'em, shake 'em till they pop, till they pop. Good job. All right, at this point we don't need our scarves anymore, so you can put these down and put them away. And we are gonna read another story together. This one's called Fall Leaves Fall. Fall Leaves Fall by Zoe Hall, illustrated by Sherry Halpern. All year long, my brother and I wait for our favorite season to come. Can you guess what it is? It's fall. How do we know when fall is coming? How do we know when fall's coming? Well, we watch the leaves in the summer. The leaves on the trees are green. Are there any green leaves outside right now? I don't think so. When the leaves change color, we know fall is here. Ooh, that's so pretty. Look at all the fall colors. Leaves turn red, orange, and yellow. Can you find the yellow, orange, and red leaves? Where are the trees with those colors? When the wind blows, leaves start to fall from the trees, and we try to catch them. We like to stomp on the leaves, crunch, and we like to kick the leaves too. All the fall colors fly back up into the air. We like to collect leaves. Some leaves are very small, and some leaves are very big. Some leaves have pointy edges, and some leaves have smooth edges. When the leaves cover the ground, it's time to rake them up. And at last, we've made a huge pile. Next, what shall we do if we've made a huge pile of leaves? We jump in, of course. And inside, we drink mugs of warm cider and eat lots of cookies. These leaves came from some of our favorite trees. We have a maple tree, a sassafras tree, an oak tree, a ginkgo tree, a beech tree, and an oak tree too. These are two different kinds of oak leaves. We even make pictures with our leaves. They made some really cool art with their leaves. Can you tell what they made? And before long, the leaves have turned brown, and now the branches are bare. All the fall colors are gone, but we know they'll be back next year. The end. That is such a fun story. I love how they made art out of the leaves they found on the ground. Maybe you guys can try that. Maybe pick up some leaves and see what pictures you can make with them. I bet you guys could come up with something pretty cool. So let's all put that one. We're gonna do another song together. So this time we're gonna need just our hands. Can you show me your two hands? Hello, hello. And we're gonna pretend our hands are apples. So we're gonna raise them up high and we're gonna make them into fists. Can you make them into fists? Good job. So we're gonna go way up high in the apple tree. I saw two apples smiling at me. So I shook that tree as hard as I could, and down came some apples. They were good. Good job. Want to try it one more time? Put your hands in the air, close your fists, make them apples, and sway like the tree. Good job. Way up high in the apple tree, I saw two apples looking at me. So I shook that tree as hard as I could. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. And down came some apples. They were good. Good singing. All right, let's read one more story. This one's really cool. This one's called Full of Fall. And these are actually real pictures from outside of different scenes that you might find in fall. So let's give it a shot. Full of Fall by April Pulley Sire. September sun is low in the sky. So long, summer, green goodbye. We have one leaf, another leaf. Colors surge. Look how beautiful these leaves are. Meet the trees. Their shapes emerge. Look at all those fall trees. Well, hello, yellow. Greetings, gold. Oh, it's orange and red. Be bold. Leaves from trunks, light and dark. Look at that tree. Ripples, reflections, berries, and bark. Limbs and layers, leafy lanes. There's margins, midribs, sunlight veins. But soon, what comes soon? Well, trees are ready, and twigs let go, and leaves spin and slip. Wind sweeps, and leaves blow. Can you blow all the leaves off the tree? Ooh, good job. They drift and dry, and their edges curl. They float and sink, and they snag and swirl. Well, all these leaves have fallen off their tree. So many leaves, the forest glows. but leaves fade, and they brown, and they decompose. Well, fall is ending. Oh, fall's almost over. Almost all the trees are bare. Well, goodbye, leaf show, as winter is coming. Oh, and hello, snow. The end. Those pictures were so cool. It got me really excited for winter because winter's coming very, very soon, and I'm really excited for all that snow. Even if it's sad to say goodbye to fall. And speaking of saying goodbye, it's time for us to sing goodbye together. I had so much fun reading and singing with you guys though, so let's sing one more song. Let's sing a goodbye song. So we're gonna sing goodbye just like we sing hello, and we're gonna start by clapping our hands. So can you clap along with me? We're gonna go, we clap and say goodbye. We clap and say goodbye. With our friends at Storytime, we clap and say goodbye. Good job. Can we wave and say goodbye? We wave and say goodbye. We wave and say goodbye. With our friends at Storytime, we wave and say goodbye. Good job. Let's do one more. How about we stomp and say goodbye? Ready? Can you stomp goodbye with me? We stomp and say goodbye. We stomp and say goodbye. With our friends at Storytime, we stomp and say goodbye. I think we did a good job. All right, my friends, I hope you had a lot of fun, and there's even more story times to look forward to, so keep watching and enjoying, and hopefully we'll see you very, very soon. Bye, guys.